What is good, everybody? Today we are back with brand new wrestling action figure news, man. Coming at you with some brand new WWE Elite action figure news. Kind of had some new stuff dropping here, and it was a bit dry after the fall of San Diego Comic-Con that just came at the end of the summer here, or not the end of the summer, the end of July there. Been about a month ago now, as we know, but we have some more news coming out of there, and we have some new Elite waves to discuss here today, and I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are down in the comment section. But we're going to report on this, man. We're talking about WWE Elite Series 124 and 125, and I did get some of this from my man Mitch Craig over on Twitter, man. Always appreciate him. Always bets a high percentage, and some of these things I think is going to be very interesting as we discuss, man. But let's dive into WWE Elite Series 124, and then we'll take you through 125, and you can tell me what you think of the figures, what you think of the lineups, and just discuss everything, man. So let's get into 124, man. Starting out with the first figure, it is going to be CM Punk. Now, of course, does this shock anybody? Does this shock anybody to have CM Punk here in this lineup? Not me, Brad. Not me. You're not going to fool me. But I think this figure was already revealed to us at San Diego Comic-Con. Remember, we got to see a ton of renders. We got to see a bunch of new figures that are coming out at Comic-Con. That's kind of the whole point of it, right? But at Comic-Con, they did reveal the Shawn Michaels inspired gear here. It is going to be in the black and silver, I do believe, or the black and white, whatever. We have seen this in Elite form from Mattel many times over. Not the CM Punk version, but the Shawn Michaels version. We've seen it in the Elite 23. It is, kind of replicated from that Bad Blood gear. I mean, that's basically what it is here. But I'm expecting some interesting things here, and I'll get into that, because in the render, I'm pretty sure they were still using the Daniel Bryan torso, but we do know that there is a new top pick CM Punk coming out that is going to be completely newly tooled. We have brand new hands coming, brand new arms. You got the damn new torso that is getting the Daniel Bryan torso out of the flow. We have, new head sculpt and stuff, and I'm interested to know if this figure is going to have that new formula or if it's going to have the old CM Punk formula, which, I don't know, CM Punk's one of those guys that doesn't really bother me about the Daniel Bryan torso, but this is going to be the figure that I pretty much 100% can assume that is going to be the Elite 124 CM Punk. But the next figure in this set is going to be Jey Uso. Now, this Jey Uso, I think we also got revealed to us at Comic-Con. It is in his Royal Rumble 2024 gear, or 2025 gear, I'm sorry, where he actually won the Royal Rumble. The white and pink, I'm pretty sure that's the same gear, and it may have even been his Raw Netflix debut, if I'm not mistaken. It may not be. Maybe he wore the same gear on both of those occasions. I can't remember off the top of the dome, but I do believe this was his Royal Rumble gear because I remember him walking by me on the ramp after he won the thing, and I'm pretty sure it was white and pink, and I remember thinking to myself, well, of course they're going to make this in figure form, and I hope they do, because it's fine. I mean, white and pink, two of my favorite colors right there. I mean, they look super clean together. It's going to be kind of a repaint of the Defining Moments figure we're going to be getting soon in the 4-pack with Penta and Cody and everything like that. So that should be a fun figure there. That is what we expect to be Elite 124 Jey Uso, and they have those are probably the two best Jey Usos that are coming out. We have that Defining Moments Elite, we have this Elite. I think after that, man, we don't really need any more gears. I think, and they're going to release more Jey Uso, but I'm just saying, I think those are the two gears that I really wanted, and they're releasing them. So after that, I'm all Jey Uso'd out. I think I'm good on Jey Uso for a little bit there. Maybe besides maybe a short attire or something like that, but let's move on to the next figure, man. It's going to be Rey Mysterio, and I do believe this is going to be the Netflix Raw debut Rey Mysterio. It's going to be white and red. We got to see the render image of this. This figure looks really damn good. I'm really excited for this Rey Mysterio. I know we have seen so many Rey Mysterio. I know I can already hear the groans, man, because CM Punk, seen him 1,200 times. Jey Uso, seen him 1,200 times. Rey Mysterio, seen him 1,500 times. So I can understand the sentiment about getting new characters, but the first three here are people we have seen that we've seen at nauseum, right? And Rey Mysterio, this figure does look really, really strong. Could be one of the better Rey Mysterios. It looks like they're almost using the Ultimate Edition formula with an Elite torso, which I can get behind. Really excited for that. I think it's a great looking gear. Comes with a shirt, great looking gear. Like I said, the white boots should be really clean. I'm looking forward to this, and I bet it's going to be superposable, hopefully, and it won't be like that damn darkish weird blue and pink top picks Rey Mysterio that we got last year. Hopefully that won't be the case. I think this guy is going to pose around well. Rey Mysterio has a great track record, so we'll see how that goes, but Rey Mysterio is looking pretty damn good here. And the next figure in the set is going to be Lyra Valkyria. Now, this figure is a render that we saw a little while ago as well. No updates of this figure at Comic-Con, which was crazy because we saw her back at WrestleMania in a render image, and we did not get an update. We didn't see a prototype. We did, to my knowledge, unless I'm just completely tripping, man, and I completely missed it. Pretty sure we did not get any updates on that Lyra figure, kind of similar to the Great Khali situation. just one of those figures that I guess, I don't know, maybe they didn't have any updates for us. They didn't want to re-share it, I guess. But Lyra is going to be coming out. I bet her figure is going to be pretty solid. We already knew about that one, though, and I think it's going to look pretty good. But that's another current day talent. And then rounding out Elite Series 124 is going to be two more current day talents, and it's going to be Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin with the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, these were big pops, and for some reason, okay, off the top of the dome, for some reason in my brain I was thinking we saw these back at WrestleMania in a render shot, but I want to say maybe it was Comic-Con that they finally revealed those. And the formulas on these guys do look pretty good. I think that these are guys that can get away with the Daniel Bryan torso. I know that, you know, they're not sharing the exact same formula. You know, we're getting the ripped up torso versus Daniel Bryan, but I do like these new kick pads. They look like they could be pretty sweet. Kind of reminded me of Neville. I don't know, for whatever reason, man, I'm looking at these kick pads and they're kind of nostalgic. Maybe people can make some upgraded Pox or Neville figures from back in the day using this kick pad mold, but hopefully these figures pose well. I'm hoping the legs aren't stiff, and I assume they will be pinless. I'm just hoping that they won't be super stiff, and, you know, we'll get that full deal there. But Elite Series 124 is all completely main elite or modern day 2025 talent. CM Punk, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Lyra Valkyria, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and everybody like that. But we do get three brand new faces to the elite line. I know we did see a Lyra Basic last year, or this year, whatever you want to say. But this is, we're getting some new breath into the elite line, but while also maintaining some of those old foes that we know about, right? CM Punk, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio makes the most sense there, but that is your Elite Series 124. You can let me know if you're looking forward to any of those figures. But let's move on to Elite Series 125, and I think people are going to be excited about this one. We are starting things off with Stephanie Vaquer. This is a beautiful looking figure, man. A fantastic looking figure. She's going to come with her horns. The likeness on this looks pretty good. We did actually get to see not only a render of this figure, but we also saw a prototype image. Now, I will say the prototype image, or not the prototype image, but the prototype head sculpt doesn't look as clean as the render. Now, I think you're going to have to wait on paint apps to see exactly what it looks like, but I like the gear choice. I think the hair looks nicely sculpted. I think everything here is going to be pretty good, and you know as well as I do, the women's figures have come so far that I think this figure is going to be on par with possibly maybe one of the best elites of the year. Now, I think this is probably going to be coming out next year. I don't imagine that this figure, like, we don't even have Elite 121 in hand. I imagine the last elite set we'll get this year is probably 123, maybe 124, but I highly, highly doubt that 125 makes it through the door before Christmas. And you guys know that I always rank my figures based on when they come through the door. I do not do it by retail release. I do it by, you know, if I get it in hand, I think it counts. If it ships from ringside, I'm going to count it in my own countdown, and I understand some people have different rules, but that's my rules. But Stephanie is the first figure. I think it's a really solid one, and I think that is really good there. Next up, we have Julia. Julia is an absolute boss, and I look forward to this figure. I think that she, her elite figure looks really good on paper here, this render image of her, and I think that this figure looks great. And she was actually there at Comic-Con, and she was very nice and everything like that. Got to see, you know, she walked through the booth and everything like that with Punk and Uso and Jacob Fatu and everything like that, which was really, really cool. She had the women's, you know, U.S. Championship there, which was really awesome. But her figure looks really great, and I don't remember seeing the prototype up close, but I'm pretty sure they presented her with the prototype, but I don't think we ever got like a really good image of that, unless I'll plug in the image if we saw that, but I don't remember seeing it off the top of the dome. Maybe I'm completely missing it, man. I'm telling you, what is time? Everything runs together nowadays, especially in this niche, man. Everything just blends together, and it's super fast, and I do my best to process it and give it to you in a just digestible way, but at the same time, sometimes, man, it is absolutely a shit show, especially if it's late in the night when I'm recording these things, so you know how it is. But we have Stephanie, we have Julia, so we're getting two women's figures right off the bat in Elite Series 125. I know a lot of female collectors are going to be excited about that. But then we also have Crush returning into the line. Now, I'm pretty sure that the other two members are a part of Elite Series 123, if I'm not mistaken. I remember us doing a news video on that. I thought about doing a news video where we break down Elite Series 121 all the way through 125 and break down each individual set, so you kind of have a, you know, kind of a sort of a breakdown of upcoming waves that you'll know to save your money. But that's why these news videos are so important to come, you know, stay up to date on. But Crush, a guy that we knew we were getting, we know we're getting Mr. Fuji as well. This is a long time coming. I know a lot of people are going to be very excited to complete these teams, but getting some flashback collectors into these main elite lines here, which is a breath of fresh air. I don't like when it's all current day talent. I don't like when it's, I mean, I guess it's never really been a full flashback wave. I mean, we have the Legends waves and the Monday Night Wars waves for those things, but I really don't like it when it's just a complete, mainstay or current day 2025 elite set. I like when they throw in, different eras. I just think, I don't know, I like that when they do that, but nonetheless, moving on to the next figure in Elite 125 is going to be Jacob Fatu. We also saw this figure at Comic-Con. It's going to be the half black, half red. Much better gear in my opinion. I want to say this is his Royal Rumble gear from this past year, and again, I may be mistaken, but it looks familiar to me. Now, it looks like they're going to be using the exact same Elite formula from his last figure, but you remember I was pretty blown away by his last Elite, the Elite 118. I thought, coming in, I was not high on it, and then after the review, I was surprisingly, it considered me flabbergasted, Brad. It really shocked me. So I was actually a big fan of that figure coming out of the review versus going into it, and so if they use the exact same formula, I don't think it's accurate. I don't think they should use the same formula. I think they should upgrade it in some ways, but at the same time, it was a digestible figure. It was good and all those things, and I like this gear better, and I imagine it's going to come with a shirt as well, so I don't know. Hopefully the figure will be good, and of course we do have his ringside exclusive Mattel Creations or whatever the hell ring, the SmackDown ring with the Ultimate Jacob Fatu, which is essentially just an Ultimate equivalent of the Elite 118, but I think this Jacob Fatu should be solid, I mean, they're going to continue to pump out Jacob Fatu, and then the last known figure in Elite 125 is going to be Koko B. Ware. Now, this is a guy that I cannot believe it took this long to get this guy into the line, but we finally have a Koko B. Ware. Very excited for this figure. This is actually one of the figures that I'm most looking forward to going into next year. I think that it's one of those long-time guys that's been just collecting damn cobwebs on people's wish list, but we finally have him here, and I think this is going to be a really, really sweet figure there, so I think this is awesome. Funny enough, years ago, I got some fan mail that included some Koko B. Ware glasses, and my son actually uses the Koko B. Ware. They fit him, and so that he uses those as his regular sunglasses. So a huge shout out to you for sending out that Koko B. Ware sunglasses. That's what I think of when I think of Koko B. Ware. I think of those sunglasses. I just think that's hilarious. So really looking forward to that, and looking forward to that Elite 125 Elite there. But apparently, the last figure in this set is to be determined. Now, I guess maybe that'll come out at a later date. We'll have to play that by ear. But this is your Elite Series 124 and 125. I think they're solid waves. You get some freshness in there. I mean, an Elite 125, you're getting 4 characters right there that I don't think have ever had an Elite, or it's been a very long time, right? With Stephanie, Julia, Koko B. Ware, and then Crush. You're getting people that have either never been included, or they are, coming back to the line in a very long time. Jacob Fatu, that's his first Elite since the Elite 118, which is 7 series, and then it'll be, an updated Elite, so that's pretty cool there. And then to be determined. Imagine it's not going to be a female character. I'd imagine it's probably going to be somebody like Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns or Finn Balor or somebody, like a current day talent. I imagine it's going to be a male talent from the current day. That's what I would guess, of course, but anything subject to change. But I don't know, not bad, man. I'm looking forward to all these. At least for the most part, we know what all of these are going to look like on paper, so that's pretty good, and we can kind of judge that based on different things, but we should be getting prototypes of these, and we know that Ringside Fest is in October, I think, or October or November, and we're going to get a ton of updates on a lot of these different figures, and any day, Mattel month by month, and I don't think this month they've dropped I guess any day now they could drop a brand new gallery, and usually, about every month they usually drop a gallery, so I imagine any day now we should get a brand new gallery of upcoming figures that, maybe we didn't know about, or, they're giving us updates and things like that, so I'm excited, man. Should be great, but that is all the news I have for you today, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'd love to know your thoughts on Elite 124, Elite Series 125, and if you guys wanted a breakdown of maybe Ultimate Editions as well, maybe we can do, Ultimate Edition Series 27 through 31 or whatever, and I still have not sat down and gotten to cover every Elite figure shown off at San Diego Comic-Con. That's a big doozy for me, but I just have not had time to sit down and do so just yet, but hopefully we can do that soon. But I appreciate you guys so very much, and I also got to get to the Legends and the From the Vault reviews, man, but I'm getting the hell out. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave me all your thoughts. A huge shout out to our Patreon members, man. I appreciate all you fellas so very much. You guys are unbelievable, and I appreciate all of you so very much, but I'm getting out, man. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.